Hi guys, you're here again with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we are getting through this amazing book on old style conjure, hoodoo, rootwork, and folk magic, and it's by Star Casas. It's flippin' fantastic so far. I can't put it down. We're more than halfway through. I've been reading it to you from start to finish, minus just a couple of snippets, like the introduction, how to use playing cards for divination, and some of the historical ancestors, which we will be getting back to. All those things except the introduction. So, we got done talking about in the video before this, hospital and some other places of power that you can collect dirt and other things from, or do workings at. And now we're talking, in this video, we're ending the places of power by talking about rocks in the home. Two separate sections, rocks and the home. Okay, rocks are, okay, and then lastly I have to say that if you haven't watched any of these Conjure series, because by the time we're done with this there'll be 30 or 40 videos, not just with reading the book, but all the spells included as well. So if this is your first video that you've watched and you're just popping into it now, I would start at the beginning, because we go through this whole entire book. So that, and also I make references to Jesus, the Bible, the Lord. I'm reading from this book, and that is because the Bible, the Holy Bible, and Jesus is a part of Conjure. The reason that is because when the slaves were brought from Africa to North America, they were forced not only to be slaves, but also to follow the Christian religion. So they had to hide their magical workings within the Bible. And that's what Conjure is. So if you take out the Bible, you're still doing workings, but it's not Conjure. Okay, so rocks. Rocks are a powerful part of this work. Some of them are unmovable, and this makes for some strong conjure work when you are trying to keep an enemy from moving against you. A large rock, like a boulder, large rock formations can be found all over the world. They represent something that is unmovable and powerful, like a quarry. Holy smacks, I never even thought of that. I'm going to be doing some on-site stuff in a quarry. We have a bunch of them around here, and that's basically a big rock harvesting area, a quarry. We have granite quarries here, so I'm going to be looking into rocks and their properties, and then visiting those types of quarries, right? Large rock formations, unmovable and powerful. For those who are new to the world, or to the work, and wondering why the world I would be working with a rock, let me explain. Rocks are heavy and they are hard to move. This is why they are great for holding folks down if you want to stop their movements. There are many reasons for doing this type of work. Someone may be harassing you or your children, someone may be cheating, someone could be stalking you. I threw that in there. And someone at work may be trying to get you fired or get your promotion that you're supposed to have. The idea behind the work is to stop them in their movements. This type of work is also good for court case work, to hold down or to hold down the other party and their lawyer. There is no limit to works that can be done with rocks. If you looked under my desk, you would find such a rock with photos under it. This is one of the works that will keep on working as long as the target is kept under that rock. That's fantastic. So, that's a simple spell you can do. Just get the biggest heavy rock you can find, and under your desk. I don't know if that's important. I mean, I suppose it could be anywhere, but this says that under the desk, that's just on a photo of the person. And as long as that rock is there, it's holding them down. That's strong, crazy stuff. If you don't continue to burn on the target, then they may stick up their ugly head now and try again to start up their old ways. Also, this work has a softer side to it than hot-footing someone. Hot-foot work is a set of work that will literally move folks out of their homes and jobs. The problem with hot foot is there is no control over it, and that's why I don't use it. And that's why I was like, I'll show you how to make a hot foot powder. But, I mean, honestly, like, that and Goofer's Dust, I know it's going to be a part of this, but it's something I'm not going to work with. At least not right now. Because they're honestly so strong that something fatal could happen, and I'm not willing to pay for that. Or to be able to try to justify it, or do it wrong, or whatever. So you need to get really good with these workings before you start trusting yourself to do something as important as, like, hot foot powder or Goofer's Dust. I mean, if ever. I'm not going to say why Goofer's Dust is dangerous. Just Google, why is Goofer's Dust dangerous, okay? I don't want to do that. The answer you'll find, I don't want to do that. Okay. Also, this work, the problem with hot foot is there's no control over it. The target could wander from place to place and job to job for the rest of their life if the work is not done right. Hot foot should only be worked when everything else has failed, and not because someone has upset you. You need a real reason to hot foot. Once again, I feel the need to remind the reader, every action causes a reaction, and you alone are responsible for the works you do. There are two different kinds of work that can be done with a rock. One will totally hold down the target and block them, and the other will just hold them down and keep them from moving against you. Okay, so one is hold them down completely from everything and everyone, and one is just keep them away from you, hold them back from you. I have to warn you to remember that any work done can be undone during a reversal work. The target may even be set free. If they are knowledgeable enough to know how to do a reversal, you could also be blocked from reaching a goal. It won't last, but it is possible. So just keep that in an open mind. Make sure your work is justified and that you're not just doing it because you don't like someone or they made you upset. Which is what made me think my other working I was thinking about. What I've talked about in other videos, that coworker working. I slept on it and I decided no. I kept kicking my tripod and I thought that that was my guides telling me that if I made the video that I would break my tripod. So I don't want to break my tripod. Therefore, I'm skipping it and I'm taking it as a sign, because our guides can't just talk to us and call us and be like, or text us, be like, hey Jen, oh yeah, by the way. They have to like find ways to get our attention. So, me kicking my tripod 6 times in a row as I walked by is definitely something that's never happened. Okay, so this is a working to hold somebody down, which all of the workings in this book I will be doing videos on after I make it through the book with you guys. So, like I say, there'll be like 40 videos in this Conjure series or something. This is a work to hold someone down. If you ever have an issue with someone and you just want to stop them and what they are doing, then you need a pencil with no eraser on it, their photo, and a heavy rock. Take the pencil and place 3 crosses over their eyes, 3 crosses over their ears, and 3 crosses over their mouth. Or no, here's what the sentence says. Number 1, take the pencil and place 3 crosses over their eyes, ears, and mouth. To you, does that mean 3 on the eyes, 3 on or 3 total? I don't know. I would say 3 on each. Do this so they won't be able to see you, hear you, or talk about you. Sometimes I will do what is known as a double action work. A double action work is a work that has 2 weeks done on the target. So, for example, I will run a set of needles or rusty nails through the photo, starting at the top of the head and downward, then across left to right. Once you are done with the photo, place it on the floor facing upwards, then put the rock on top of it. Set a tea light on the top of the rock and say your prayer and petition over the work. Repeat the process until the target has stopped whatever they are doing. If you feel the work has served its purpose, then you can let them go by simply undoing the work and burning the photo to ash. Then you face the east and blow the ashes away from you with the prayer for the target to go in peace. That's beautiful, see? After you're done with the working, you're actually, like, wishing them the best. Thanks for leaving me the F alone. Now, I hope you have a good life type of thing. I don't want you to be a part of mine, but, like, and those are the things that, like, your karma's gonna pay you back in. I believe in karma. Or I believe in, like, something that's more scientific than karma probably is, like, balance and energy. And in magic, it's pure energy, right? Or it's just so much energy. Intention is energy. Herbs are energy. Crystals are energy. It's all energy, right? We're a big ball of energy. Okay. So where are we at? A double action work is a work that... Step 2. Once you are done with the photo, place it on the floor facing upward and put the rock on top of it. Oh, I already got all the way done. Oh, we got through all the steps. I just forgot to say 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. Here is a work to hold someone back, okay? If you want to do a more heavy-handed work, then you place the photo facing the floor upside down and place the rock on top of it. This not only holds the target down, but it also blocks the target's movements. This is a good work to do in court cases or situations when you and the target are trying to get the same job at work. This type of work holds down the competition. This is also a great work if you have a supervisor who just will not stop trying to get you fired. There we go. That's more of my situation because that lady's above me. And she tattles on every little thing I do. Like, oh no, I brought 1 extra cup of soup that cost $1.25. And like, you're going to tattle every time I accidentally do that, which is once a week. But then there's other little things that we all do, but nobody else tells on each other. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's more like what I need to do. So this is also a great work if you have a supervisor who would just not stop trying to get you fired, which is what I think she's doing. Or who is trying to stop you from getting the promotion you deserve. Yes, because we make a percentage of tips depending on how good we are, and that would be a promotion. Any percentage I go up, and I've not been going up. Which is fine. It's fine. You know, I don't dwell on it, but, you know, technically that would be a promotion that I am meant to be getting eventually. And her tattling is holding me back from it. Okay, don't let the simplicity of this work stop you from achieving your goals in life. Do the work and recap the success. Okay, that was rocks. Now we're on to the home. Your home is another spot that has powerful places in it that draw in or remove, and you have access to them 24/7. I want to touch on a few of them. The doors, the windows, the stove, and the bathroom. The old folks say that the windows are the doors to our souls. That's funny. I thought that was just a joke from a movie. I don't know about that, but I do know that the windows of our homes are a way for conjure to come through. Since I was a small child, I remember my mama having mirrors in the windows. Actually, I've seen that a lot in other people's windows. The mirrors act as a boomerang, so if work was sent toward your home, the mirror will deflect the work back toward where it came from. You can also, I've heard people burying them in their yard so that it deflects, like, you could bury them all along the property line, like one every, however, like you could bury them right next to each other, but people do them like every 10 feet or something, so that around the perimeter of your home, it's reflecting all the way around. I love that. I really want to do that. Okay, so anyway. Mirrors are a boomerang, so if it is sent toward your home, the mirror will deflect it back. They should be placed shiny side of the mirror. The one that you look into should be placed looking outward from all the windows. So if the mirror wasn't buried and you were looking out your window and it was above where it was going to be in the ground, you would see the back of the mirror, not the front. Because the mirror is going to be like anything that's coming at you, the shiny side's going to push it away. So they want to face away from your house. The mirrors do. Otherwise, if you faced them the wrong way, it would be so bad, and here's why. Because if the mirror was facing toward my bedroom window outside the perimeter of my house, any spells I did and tried to push them out to where they needed to go, they wouldn't go out. They would like come back into me, which, oh, it would be good and bad and all kinds of mixed up mash. So guys, be careful when you work with mirrors. Make sure they're going the right direction. And really slowly listen and make sure that, because I'm making sure I'm reading these words right, so you need to make sure you're listening to them right as well, or noting them down right. Any questions, just tell me in the comments. I'll figure it out for you, or I'll do the best I can. Okay, so they don't have to be large mirrors, just small makeup mirrors will work. You can get jumbo orders on eBay, like 500 makeup mirrors for however much. Dollar store is a good place to look. When you bring them home from the store, all you have to do is run them through some cool running water in the sink and let them air dry. Does that cleanse or ground them? I don't know. But you should cleanse them with Florida water or sage or something when you get home. Pray over them and place them in the windows that face a road. Rinse them once a month after that to keep them fresh. The doors in your home are the entryways to your home. They are like a portal and should always be protected and cleansed. You should wash and cleanse your front door and back doors at least once a month, so I gotta start doing that. By now everyone reading this book will know how to make a wash, and I was just going to say, the wash that I'll do a video on from a couple of chapters earlier, when we talked about washing the gravestones, same wash for the doors, okay? By now everyone reading this book will know how to make a wash and what a wash is, so making a cleansing wash with 4 tablespoons salt, a capful of ammonia, and a pinch of borax. Oh, they switched this one up. Then you clean your doors with the wash. Borax is something you can get at the grocery store in the laundry aisle. You also need to dress the doors on both sides with holy oil or some kind of spiritual oil, since they are clean. Once they are clean. You also need some kind of protection by your door where folks enter into your home. A broom is a good tool to have by the door. It can be worked with to sweep folks in or sweep them out of the home. If there are folks that come to your home and you don't want them to return, that's an easy fix. Number 1. Once they cross the threshold of the door on their... Let me just do something here. Okay. Number 1. Once they cross the threshold of the door on their way out, throw salt behind them. So have salt by your front door. I'm going to do that one more time for luck. Number 2, using your broom, sweep the salt all the way to the road while praying they don't come back. Love that. Number 3, sweep until you have it in the middle of the road, then turn around and go back to the house. Number 4, before you enter your home, brush yourself off with the broom. Then go in the house and put the broom back behind the door. Number 5, you can place the broom head up if you prefer not to have folks coming in and out of your home. Or you can place the broom down to sweep in all the company that you want. Awesome. I love that. The stove is also a place of power. The flame under the burner draws in spirit, just like a candle does. And I have a gas stove, so that's really cool. Draws in spirit just like a candle does when you say your prayers and petitions over it. I knew my intuition was right on that one. I have a copper pot I like to keep on the stove over a low flame. I like to keep it going to draw in good things into my home. For me, that's my altar candle that's always, always, always going. And it makes the house smell really good. I Place 3 cinnamon sticks after the Holy Trinity, and some shredded money, a magnet, and some dried orange peel for attraction in the pot. Great video. It also makes a good spray to spray on your doorstep and your doors to draw in prosperity. You can also add some of the wash to your mop water to keep its prosperity coming into the home. If there's a lot of stress in the home, then you can place lavender, the plant devil's shoestring, the viburnum species, and 3 tablespoons of salt named after the Holy Trinity in your pot. Keep it going over a low flame. Say your prayer and petition the Holy Trinity to let the peace rain down upon your home. The last room I want to talk about may shock you, but in the old days, many folks were dumped in the outhouse. Okay, sorry, I'm going to start over. The last room I want to talk about may shock you. But in the old days, many folks were dumped in the outhouse to run off them and get out of the way. Their photo might have been used, but most of the time their foot track was picked up and dumped in the outhouse. The yard in the old days, in the rural areas, were sand or dirt, so it was easy to pick up someone's footprint in the sand. Yes, I'm talking about the bathroom. The toilet, as a matter of fact. There is an old work where you write the target's name on a piece of toilet paper, and then you wipe your behind with the paper and flush it down the toilet. I mean, in all honesty, think of how amazing that working is. Like, so much powerful energy, totally gross, because feces is gross. But the working is going to be so symbolic and powerful. And then you're flushing it down the toilet and putting your name with their name, with your fecal matter on it, in the grossest place in the world, into the sewage system. I'm sorry, but this is the simplest spell I've heard of in a long time, and it makes the most sense, and it's like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? And what kind of a person would you do that to? You personally. But that's definitely something, it's like shocking and good and great and all of it, in my opinion. This work is done not only to turn their life upside down, but to also put them in the crapper and move them away from you. Another way to use the toilet in your work is to burn the target's photo to ash and flush the ashes down the toilet. Yeah, that's amazing. When you flush, the toilet will take them away from you and they will end up in the sewer. Just like I said, I'm so smart. I'm kidding. I mean, I love to say that I'm like intuitive and smart, you know. It's good to say high things about yourself and nice things about yourself. I've not always been a person who's done that, so I'm trying to do better things for myself, always. And I am. I also have jar workings sitting behind my toilet so that every time my toilet is flushed, the jar feels it. They have been there for years. That's crazy! I love that as well. They've been there for years. Yes. As you can see, there are many places of power that you can work with to help in your work. I have only touched on a few of them. This by no means means a complete list, but it is my hope that you now have some new information on places that can add power to your work. Absolutely 1000%. Like, she's given me so many ideas just in this last chapter on the home, you know. I'm not saying that it is the right or the only way, but it is how I was taught to work with these powerful places, these powerful substances. The only thing stopping you from success is you. Do the work and draw on success, and you are looking for and need in your life. So that's it. Now we've finished the chapter that's called Places of Power. It was quite long. talked about the graveyard, police stations, courthouses, the home, churches, the bank, loads of places, loads of spots, so many ideas just in those, like, what? It took us 3 videos to get through that. Really loved it. So many spells we'll be doing from that. So many snippets we'll be doing from that. I mean, there's so much to come out of this book, you guys. So next chapter is called Lights, and it starts on candles. Come back for that. Me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, talking about conjure, hoodoo, rootwork, and folk magic.